Hi, my name is Molly. Welcome to my channel. And I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. It's almost Christmas. So I wanted to come up with an episode that I thought would be helpful. I came up with some ideas for easy but delicious holiday favorites. Really simple things that you can put together for entertaining, whether it's just yourself or just your immediate family, or if you're actually having people over. These are things that look like you've cooked all day, but really you're throwing some things together, but they're going to be so tasty. And I wanted the breakfast to be a showstopper. It's a very easy showstopper. We are visiting Mexico. Now this one does have liquor in it. So you could omit that and just make regular French toast. But for the adults, we are making Kahlua French toast. So you don't feel quite as guilty. I don't have any of the 35 calorie Aunt Millie's, so I'm going to use, I did find Sara Lee Delightful 45 calorie. It's a little better. A lot of regular bread has like 120 calories a piece, because I plan on having a couple of these. If you're new to my channel, my name is Molly and I live in Central Ohio. I try to lighten recipes up but still keep them very delicious, and just try to give you some good pointers that's helping me with my journey also. I did Weight Watchers for a while and I count macros right now. I'm down about 20 pounds, but I have about 40 to go. So certainly join in with me. Let's try to get healthier. It's not always about the weight. As you see with Weight Watchers, you know, their motto is, you know, it's more than just the weight, more than just this beyond the scale. It certainly is. I mean, your weight and your lifestyle affects so many different things. So that's what prompted me to come up with some ideas to try to, let's all get healthier together. So let's get started with the Kahlua French toast. So what I'm going to do first is I'm making a bath. And this is really simple. What you're going to do, the primary ingredient is egg whites. And it just depends on how many of these you're going to make. I'm probably going to wind up making 4. So I'm putting about a cup of egg whites, a splash of unsweetened almond milk, and I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of Kahlua. Okay, so that was a little over. And then you'll just want to whisk this together. And then I'm going to take 4 pieces of bread. And you want to just gently dip them in. Don't let them get too soggy because they'll fall apart. And then you just want to have a plate lined up ready. Or you could do this right next to your stove where you immediately throw them on the stove. And this looks like with a cup of egg white, that is. It looks like it's going to make, I could probably make 6 to 8 with a cup of egg whites. Okay, so I'm going to show you the Kahlua French toast on the stove. But before I do that, as if Kahlua flavored French toast is not good enough, you could use syrup, but we're going to take it to a whole nother level. We are going to make a Kahlua glaze. And 2 ingredients. I'm going to use a little powdered sugar, maybe 1/4 of a cup. We'll start with that. I'm sure this is going to go really fast. And then I'm going to just add a little tiny bit of Kahlua. Don't add too much, you can always add more. You just want this to be really creamy and not too runny. You want it is a glaze. This is going to go on top of French toast. Boozy Kahlua French toast. The Kahlua has a sugar content, so this is still very edible. I'm going to go ahead and plate the 2 that are a little bit lighter. They want to stay in the pan. They know that they're going to be devoured. So there is the delicious Kahlua French toast. And then we have to put the delicious glaze on it. Oh yes. Now this is Meatballs. It's the meatball that you put grape jelly and a little bit of spiciness, and then you just leave it. So it's got 3 ingredients, that's it. So I'm gonna mix it up. Now you could use whatever your favorite lean meatballs are. You can even make your own. But today is all about enjoying life, enjoying your family. If you celebrate Christmas, enjoying time with your family, special moments, gifts. Gifts are not important, but I'm sure most families, exchange gifts or. So this is the time to spend quality time with your loved ones, or just pamper yourself. So what I'm going to do, I only had 1 pack of these. I kind of wanted to go meatless, but I only had 1 pack. So I'm going to do 1 pack of chicken meatballs that's already made and 1 pack of Gardein meatless meatballs. So this is about, you want to use about 2 pounds, 32 ounces with this recipe. So this is going to be just under that. This is a 12 ounce. And then I have chicken meatballs. It has caramelized onion, and this is 12. So this is 24. So that's 24 ounces, 3 cups of your favorite meatballs, already made. You don't have to make them. You could make meatballs or just pull out whatever's in your freezer. I have half vegan. That way, I could separate this if I was having guests that are vegetarians. I could actually separate this out. But I just threw in here what I had in. I had 12 ounces of chicken meatballs and 12 ounces of vegetarian meatballs. And then I put in a half a cup of organic Concord grape jelly. And then I'm also going to go ahead and put in, use some kind of your favorite pepper. Something that's going to add a little bit of spice. So I'm just going to use some of this chili sambal. It's chili paste, and I'm going to put in 2 to 3 tablespoons. Just depends on how spicy. I might only put a tablespoon and a half. This stuff is actually pretty spicy, but if you're using some that's not very spicy, feel free to put whatever you think would balance out the 3 cups of mushroom, or 3 cups of meatballs. So the nice thing about the meatballs, and I'm just going to stir them up a little to try to incorporate the spice. So the nice thing about this, you just put the lid on. I'm going to put it on low because the meatballs are already cooked. I'm just going to put it on low for about 2 to 3 hours, and then you can just have it on warm. That's the brilliant thing about this. You don't have to worry about it. You throw the 3 ingredients together, and then people can just come and help themselves. This is it's a pastry. You just use pre-made crescent roll, just something that is similar to a crescent roll. Could even be a biscuit. I've never tried it with biscuit, but it could. And I try to find something that they do have reduced fat. The one I found is immaculate, honestly delicious organic crescent rolls. I didn't even know they made organic, but I happened to find them. You want to just use any Brie. You want to use, it's in the big wedge. This is what the Brie looks like. And it has this coating on it. So your very first step is going to be to cut the coating off. And then we're just going to roll this out and wrap it around and bake it. We're not going to bake it too long. We don't want the cheese to thoroughly melt. We just mostly want the crescent roll to kind of get toasty. So yeah, the first step is to cut this protective layer off. There's probably an easy way, but I'm not really sure. So I've taken all of the outside layer. You still might have a little bit, that's okay. And I think I'm going to use the entire container of the crescent rolls. And you could roll this out. You could also take like a cookie cutter and cut out some little pieces for the top. But we're in a hurry. We'd rather be visiting with our friends and relatives for Christmas. So what I'm going to do is just piece it together. And you're going to just envision this being a blanket. So you could, make it look decorative. And then this is where you could pinch some little pieces and roll it out and make like little hearts or a little design with a cookie cutter and put it on the top. I'm keeping it simple. Now you'll want to put this on a cookie sheet. I sometimes will recycle. I know the wax paper doesn't look good, but I recycle it sometimes if I've just thrown some biscuits or something on there. So you just want to put it in the middle. Double check the sides again. And then I'm going to bake this at 350 for anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. So I can't tell you how quick and easy and how delicious all of this smells. Wait till you try this. Easy holiday entertaining. So I flipped it once and it did cook for about 20 minutes at 350 degrees. And you want to pair this with some fruit. And I have a whole grain reduced fat crackers. I have some walnuts. And I have some, I really recommend that you use like a peach or apricot jelly to go alongside of it. And I have some sugar-free. At least try to find some reduced sugar. And then here are the meatballs. They're very tender. They almost have like a broth with them. So that will taste amazing with the Crescent Brie. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut into this and show you. You'll wanna you could either do it for the people, like cut a few of the a few wedges for them, or you can just let them make their own. But here is what that wonderful Brie looks like. It's just slightly melted. The food you won't have to worry about either. 5 minutes and you'll have this all prepared. So I just wanted to say I hope you have a Merry Christmas. Be safe, love each other, and focus on each other for this Christmas. And I have a lot of exciting things coming up for New Year's next week. Next week it's going to be the decadent, luxurious 3 dishes. So take care of each other and I'll see you next week. Bye.